Hey y'all, I'm Fox 19 First Alert meteorologist Anna Duvall here with a forecast update. I'd like to start off today talking about the national temperature. So this is what it looks like across the area right now. You can see we're really in this darker red orange color over here. We're all in those upper 80s to mid 90s, even over in Washington, D.C. Boston's looking at 97 over there. But then you can see this sharp transition into those upper 60s on the western portion of the United States. Salt Lake City sitting at 68. So if you're having any vacations right now during this summer time, Florida is down there sitting at 90 degrees. So if you want a really warm beach day, that's the place to go. But if you're looking for a little bit more national park and hiking over in the west, it's feeling pretty good for that right now. So that's at noon today. It's only going to get warmer from here for the remainder of the day. But if we zoom in a little bit closer to where we are right now, Cincinnati sitting at 89 degrees, 95 over in Richmond right now, 95 also in Charlotte, so 88 in Birmingham down in my home state. So it's looking pretty warm out there. I mean, it is just plain old hot, and for Cincinnati to be warmer than Alabama right now, it's kind of shocking to me. So I'm glad that I brought the heat up here. A lot of you probably don't love that heat at the moment. So looking a little closer to across the tri-state here, we have 91 in Lunkin, 90 in Hamilton, Harrison sitting at 90 as well. So we're in those upper 80s, low 90s across the area. And like I said, it's only noon, so we're not quite to that peak heating yet, but it is still really warm outside. So with those temperatures being in the upper 80s and low 90s, we start getting field side temperatures that look like this. Hamilton sitting at 100 as well as Harrison, Batesville at 105 and Lebanon and 105 as well. Those are in microclimates, so they have a lot of agriculture there, and that's why those get a little bit higher of heat indices than we are seeing here in the city. 97 at the airport, 97 over in Batavia as well. So feeling very warm, humid and muggy, just the same as we've been feeling the last couple of days, and that's going to continue on, unfortunately, for the remainder of the work week. But then into the weekend, we'll start to see a little bit of relief, but we'll get to that in just a second. Like I said, we're going to get warmer today, the high being 93 for the day, but we will have more clouds today than we've been seeing over the last couple of days. So maybe you might find some shady spots today, be able to sit by the pool and actually have those clouds move over your head to give you some relief there. But by 1 p.m. we'll be at 92. We will plateau here at 3 and 5, sitting at 93, and then we'll start going on down there. But honestly, not much relief. 78 at 1 a.m. is really not a cooler. Like it will be cooler, but it's not going to feel a lot cooler. It's still going to be hot and muggy and humid out there. So it's not much relief into the overnight hours from these days. But like I said, we will see some more clouds. Let me take this so we can look at it a little closer. More clouds than we've been seeing over the last couple of days. So lots of those fair weather clouds out there. It's looking like a beautiful day. It obviously is extremely hot out there, but maybe those clouds will provide some shade for everyone so that we can really be able to enjoy these warm temperatures that we're seeing. Because normally on the last couple of days, we haven't seen, those clouds, so it's really miserable to be outside because you never get any shade. But now we're seeing a few more of those clouds, which is helping just a little bit if you're going to be, outside, out and about, running errands or going to any ball practices with your kids. This will be a great time to be outside. So let's get into tonight. So we'll change this back over and look at the overnight tonight. So our forecast for tonight, 73 degrees. Obviously, we're going to keep that mild and muggy conditions out there. We're not going to lose that, and it's certainly not going to dip off that much overnight tonight. But our sunrise is at 6:14 tomorrow morning, which means another day, another time for that sun to heat us up for around 14 to 15 hours. So we have a long time with the sun over the next few days here. So this is really just going to continue to heat us up. But overnight, 73, some of those clouds will linger around with us as well. Not as much as we were seeing today during the daytime hours, but we'll definitely see some tonight as well. So let's take a look for tomorrow. If you're taking your dog out for a walk or going to the dog park, 10 a.m. will be 89 degrees, noon 91, 3 p.m. will be 93. Now, let me tell you a piece of advice. If you're taking your dog out there and you're walking on that black concrete, any sidewalks, anything like that, if you can't put your hand on the concrete, then your dog's paws can't go on it either. So really take the proper precautions when you're going out there. Make sure you're walking them in the grass so at least you're protecting their paws and you don't have to go on an emergency trip to the vet because their paws got burnt. So really make sure you're checking the surfaces before your dogs go walking on really extremely hot surfaces over the next couple of days. Let's take a look. Let's transition now to our muggy meter. So like we've been saying, we have been in this very humid ballpark here where we've been up in those low to mid 70s for our dew points. But really as we go into the weekend, those start to take a little dip. Now you can't really tell on this, but it is getting a little less humid, a little less hot outside into the weekend ahead. Now, let me explain to you what a heat index really is. So, with a heat index, it's what you feel like outside. So that's why we often interchange using heat indices and feels like temperature, because they're interchangeable. It's the measure of the discomfort of an average person. So however much you feel the temperature is outside. Now, for the actual science behind creating the indices is a combination of the heat, so what the temperature is outside, and the relative humidity. So we use both of those to create a number that is what it feels like outside. Now, when it's over 100, there is definitely risk of heat illness dramatically increases. So we definitely want to be on the lookout. We're going to continue to have those heat indices be 100 to 105 over the next couple of days. So we're continuing to have first alert weather days, and we'll just keep reminding you, make sure you're taking proper precautions, getting in the shade when you can. Those clouds stay will help that. Drink lots of water. Be in air conditioning when you can. If you don't have air conditioning, there's lots of cooling centers around that are opened during this extreme heat of the next couple of days. So we're going to go in a little bit of these feels like temperatures. So this is Wednesday at 3 p.m. You can see we're Falmouth at 100 as well as Lunkin, Lebanon at 97 as well as Wilmington. A little cooler up in Richmond, feeling like those upper 80s, which is a dramatic change from these 100 degrees we're seeing just a little further to the south. So that is on Wednesday around prime heating. Now on Thursday, right back up to those 100s basically across the board. Lebanon 99, Wilmington at 98 as well, and then Richmond at 96. So we're really around those upper 90s to 100s. A lot of those places aren't really going to feel the difference between their 99, 98, and the 100s that we're seeing in the metro here. So really just make sure you're taking those precautions, drinking lots of water. It's going to be extremely hot, but those little differences, about 1 degree, you're really not going to see or feel that difference on your body. It's going to be hot. You're going to be sweating. So that's just going to continue into Friday as well. We're going to still see a couple spots hitting that 100 degree mark, but we do still see a couple more 90s trickling in to the area here. Now, watch this transition as we move into Saturday. You can see that we're all actually in those 90s, and a couple people are also in the 80s up here in Middletown, Lebanon, and Wilmington are all in those 80s, as well as Batavia. So getting a little cooler, and that's because of these storms we're going to start seeing. I'll track those out for you next, actually, but that's Saturday, and this continues into Sunday as well. We'll see these low 90s across the area, across our tri-state here. So really just those 90 degree marks. This is going to feel a lot better. Now, it's still going to be hot outside because it feels like it's 90 degrees. But this is a 10 degree feels like temperature drop. So it is going to feel a little better outside than it does right now. So if you're looking forward to something. Saturday and Sunday are the days to look forward to. Now let's move on to those rain chances that I was telling you about. So this is this afternoon, this evening. You see, we do have some storm chances moving through the areas. A couple heavier pockets here and might indicate some thunder moving in with those storms as well. But those move out of the area. Not everyone will see rain over the next couple of days, but there are chances every day of people seeing spotty showers, scattered storms moving through the area. So this is Wednesday night, and all of these are PM to afternoon time storms. So this is Wednesday afternoon. You can see starting moving in from the north here, and you'll see them continue to push through our area as we move into those overnight hours. And into Thursday, we have a lot more cloud coverage starting to build in a little bit more. Also, will help with our sun problem. So this will help shade us a little bit more by Thursday at 8 a.m. Now we're going to move on to an extended model so we can really see some more rain. Now, like I said, this is an extended model, so it doesn't know exactly where these storms are going to pop up yet, but it can give us a general idea of what we could see. So this is Friday, 8:30 p.m. Again, all of these storm chances, spotty showers, scattered thunderstorms are all in the evening hours or in that late afternoon. So again, we see this sweeping of lots of rain on this Friday mark. Obviously, not everyone is going to see these. These are just giving a general idea to what we're thinking here for the rain. Now for Saturday, these storms are going to be a little bit stronger. You see that indicated here with these yellow markings already for this extended model here. So these are going to be a little bit stronger in nature. This is indicating it's happening in that same time frame, that late afternoon to evening hours. So we'll definitely see some rain moving through there, and that will continue into Sunday as well. Not as strong on Sunday, it's looking like, but again, we might get another big amount of rain moving through on Sunday. That'll continue into Monday morning, it's looking like, but obviously these can change. This is pretty far away, a couple days. So we really just need to take this with a grain of salt, but there are storms expected to be here over the next couple of days that are going to help with our heat and our humidity levels. So it is going to make it a little steamy out there, but overall it's going to be better for us because the temperature will drop. Let's take a look at our heat advisory, so update everyone. We are still in this heat advisory until Wednesday at 8 p.m. So that is tomorrow. And this is our entire viewing area here in the tri-state. So this is everyone for the next couple of days. We will continue to watch this heat advisory happening. And just a little update on our first alert weather days. So obviously we have those temps in the 90s, feeling like 100s. We went through that feels like temperature, and it really is feeling a lot warmer than it is outside due to that humidity and our temperatures, like we went over when we explained what those two things were. When this is going to happen, it's going to be today through Friday, so we have a couple more days to get through this heat wave. But once that rain comes and starts, see, the weekend storm chances have been increasing. So once that storm system comes through, this is going to kind of break our heat wave a little bit. So we'll be halting with the extreme heat because that rain that's moving through is really going to factor in when we look at our heat. So this is a little bit of an update I wanted to do. I wanted to show you the 7-day now. So the next 7 days, we are looking at those first alert weather days for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like I said, slim and spotty scattered showers and storms happening over the next couple of days. Like I said, all of these are PM. All of them are late afternoon to evening times. Not everyone is going to see these showers. Going to be very isolated and scattered in nature. So we're going to be in 93 today for our high, but then we'll start dipping and see those lower 90s by the time we hit Thursday. Now, Friday is going to be our last first alert weather day for this heat. We do have some spotty PM storms still, but those scattered storms that are increasing in likelihood for Saturday and Sunday, that's when we're going to see that temperature start to drop down to about the average here. 87 for Saturday, 86 Sunday, 85 Monday. So it's going to start feeling a lot better on that latter half of the week. Once we finally make it to those storms, they're going to cool us off a little bit. It's going to start feeling a lot better out there. So that's my update. I'll put the 7-day as full screen so you guys can take a look, and I'll leave it up for a minute for you guys.